It's 5 o'clock on a Wednesday, and it's time for
A Craig and Ronald Magic Review Show.
I'm Craig.
I'm Ronald.
Welcome back to another review show right here on
Magic TV.
Absolutely Magic TV. Welcome back to another weekly review show where we look at the latest and greatest tricks that are hitting the Magic community. And we're very excited because first up, we have a new trick from Penguin Magic, P3 Productions. And this is something that came out during the Black Friday sale. This is something that was done on Penn and Teller Fool Us last season.
Really?
Yeah, and this is by an incredible magician who I've actually got to know quite well. If you're interested in to what we're talking about, then watch now because we're going to review that one first. So first up, we have On the Rise by Cash and Wallace. Now this took a while for us to get. It got released at the Black Friday sort of sales at Penguin Magic, shot straight to #1 in their charts, and for good reason. This, first of all, I've got to know Cashin quite well. I've been over to Penguin a few times in the last couple of years, and he is going to have an amazing future in this industry. Like, he is an incredible creator. He's very knowledgeable and one of the nicest people I've ever met. He works at Penguin Magic and he is an absolute legend. He went on Penn and Teller Fool Us with this trick and did it out the box. We'll talk about that a little bit later on. But yeah, I mean, on this trick, you have everything that you need to know to perform On the Rise. So what is On the Rise? Well, basically, it's a finale to an ambitious card routine. So obviously you all know what an ambitious card routine is. The idea is that someone picks a card, puts it in the deck, and it keeps coming back to the top of the deck over and over again. And over the years, lots of people have talked about various different ways of ending ambitious card. Daryl had a thing called Ultimate Ambition, where there was a rope around the deck and the card came to the top even though it was bound up. Mark Elston had a version out of a card box, card to wallet, there's so many different versions. This particular version here, very, very interesting because the card visually comes face up to the top of the deck, and the idea is that you can do it completely hands off, so you're not touching the deck, you're not going anywhere near the deck, and yet it still comes to the top. Yeah. Now there is the tutorial's about an hour in length. He goes through the main routine and then he goes through a follow-up routine as well, a couple of bonus routines. The main routine is a 3-phase routine. And it's very clean, and the reason is there's a gimmick that's used for the first 2 phases that really makes the first 2 phases very, very clean. However, you can the gimmick that's used to do the visual finale in that first phase can be used on its own. Yeah. So if you've got your own ambitious card routine, as long as you can structure it so that that gimmick is in the deck from the beginning, you can do any ambitious card sequence that you want to, but then you go into this sort of finale where it visibly comes to the top. And Cashin talks about how you can put it down on the floor and have it come to the top while it's on the floor, put it down on the table in front of the spectators. He's even got a walk around handling where you hold it in your hand and it comes to the top of the deck face up in your hand. Although honestly, I think it's best to put it down because that hands off element I think is the best part of this. I'm going to show you the first routine, the main routine on this project, and I'm going to do it the exact same way Cashin did. So using his 3 phases. So I'm going to use both gimmicks, and I'm going to show you what the 3-phase routine should look like, or would look like if you performed it. So here it is. Let's have a look at a performance of On the Rise by Cash and Wallace. Okay, Ryan, I'm going to show you a trick. Now, I know you don't do many card tricks, so you probably haven't heard of this trick. It's very underground. Okay. It's quite a unique plot that a lot of people haven't heard of before. It's called the Ambitious Card.
Are you joking?
Yeah, you don't know about the Ambitious Card.
Yes, I do.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
You know about the Ambitious Card?
Yes.
You don't do one, though, really, do you?
No.
You probably could if you wanted to, but you don't do one. But I'm going to show you probably the best Ambitious Card I've ever seen. Okay. Using a pack of cards, OVs. And you're going to grab one. You're going to pick one. So as I go through the deck, just say stop.
Stop.
Cool. It doesn't matter whether I see the card. I'm allowed to see it. We've got the King of Spades. You okay with that one?
Yeah.
Good. What I want you to do is take this pen and just here, just go ahead and write your name. Can you do that for me?
Yeah.
That's great, just along that margin. And the reason I get you to write your name is it makes the card unique. So in other words, even if there's a million cards in the deck, that is literally the only one with your name on it. So unless you've got a habit of signing King of Spades, and I know you have got a habit of signing cards, but probably not the King of Spades, then that makes that card unique.
Yeah.
Take your time. Oh, you are? What are you doing? You're drawing a Rubik's Cube. Why are you drawing a 3D Rubik's Cube with Rye on it? Yeah, I'll put Petty down. We need to run across the whole of the margin so you can see it.
Okay.
Just quickly, because we've been going on long enough as it is. It's kind of boring just watching you graffiti a card. There you go. Thank you. Took you a while, but you got there. So Rye Petty with a cube in the middle. Perfect. So I want you to see that the card goes down into the pack. Now, it's about, I don't know, how many cards would you say that card is down there, roughly?
26.
About 26. Do you want to square it up yourself, just like that?
Yeah.
Nice. So the idea is, with the cards squared up in the deck, I have to try and make it come to the top. Now, if I snap my fingers, you're not going to believe this, but one card and one card only comes to the top of the pack, and that's your card. It's kind of crazy, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Is that good?
Yeah.
Should we do it again?
Yeah.
Look, put the lid on the pen. I want you to see this really is your card. No ambiguity here. I don't want you to think I'm cheating. Look, your card. Now, the idea is that your card goes down about halfway.
Yeah.
As you can see. You can push it in yourself. All you have to do is snap your fingers. Turn over the top card. Works every single time.
What?
Now, there is a problem with this trick, and do you want to know what the problem is?
Yeah.
The problem is, and it's a big problem actually when you think about it, but the problem is you're not seeing the moment that the card comes to the top of the pack.
True.
So I'm going to let you see the moment it comes to the top of the pack. I'm going to put it face up into the middle of the deck. And I want you to see it really is going face up into the middle, yeah? Mm-hmm. About halfway down. Now watch this. All I have to do is concentrate. Imagine your card appearing on top of the deck. And if you actually imagine your card appearing on top of the deck and you really imagine it, then we can make it happen. But you have to really, really imagine. Just like that. And now, Ryland, one card and one card only has come to the top of the deck. That's the King of Spades. That's your card. And that, my friend, is a miracle. So, you've not learnt this, but obviously you've watched the tutorial as well. What did you think of that? And Cashin's performance?
I think it's really good.
I know, isn't it great?
Yeah.
Like, I think the moment where it comes face up to the top of the deck is great. It's also pretty much angle proof. You want to have kind of, Cashin talks about this, it's best if it's kind of a 180 degree angle in front of the deck. But as you see in the trailer, you can have people all the way around it, especially if you put it on the floor. What you wouldn't want to do is have it put down on a table where people are watching from this side. That's not something you'd want to have happen. But when it's on the floor, absolutely not an issue at all. And obviously, if you use the version where it's in the hand, again, you can control the angles very, very well. The gimmick does all the work for you. However, it is a little bit knacky. The first time I tried to do this, without giving too much away, the gimmick activated too quickly. So I put the card face up in the middle of the deck and immediately it went down onto the table. It came to the top. And I had that problem a few times. Rewatched the tutorial. Then I had a problem where it wouldn't come to the top and it wouldn't activate. And it took a while for me to get used to what I needed to do in order to make it happen. But since I've got my little sweet spot, I've been able to do it every single time. The bonus routine, right, you get an extra gimmick. And the extra gimmick allows you to do an opening phase where you have a card picked, it goes into the middle of the deck, the cards go into the box, the box is shown completely, you put it into the spectator's hand, and then their signed card appears in the cellophane on the outside of the box, in the spectator's hand.
Oh, that's cool.
It's incredible.
That's cool.
It's a little bit more tricky. It's a little bit more knacky than doing the main routine because there's something that you have to do is you put the cards inside the box that's a little bit knacky. But it's absolutely doable. But the actual moment is incredible. I haven't actually got that down yet. I'm practicing, but I haven't got it down. Yeah, I mean, and Cashin explains everything very, very well. He's an incredible presenter and teacher of magic. Yeah. No stone is left unturned. Multiple live performances. I mean, this thing is really solid. The thing that you need to know, one thing that you need to know, you obviously get all the gimmicks included that allow you to do the routine. There is a potential that one of the gimmicks might malfunction over time. I've been using this a lot and it hasn't malfunctioned yet, but there's a chance that might happen. But if it does, there's a repair shop section on the download where Cashin talks about how you can actually repair this very, very easily and very quickly.
That's good.
So that's really cool. But the gimmicks are well made. The tutorial's well shot. It's incredible. If you're looking for a great finale to your ambitious card, this might be the one that you go for. My only question to myself, and I don't know, I'm actually going to try this. I'm going to try this. My only question I have is, I'm obviously going to need a gimmick in the deck in order to do this. Now, I can end clean, because at the end, there's only one gimmick in the deck. I can take that out if I want to, and we're left with a regular deck of cards. And then I have to reset the gimmick back in the deck to do it again, which will take about 15 seconds. That's not a problem. But I have to have the gimmick set up before I perform. So it has to be like an opening routine. My question is, does this add enough to my existing ambitious card routine to warrant carrying a gimmick around with me when my existing ambitious card routine is just a regular deck of cards that I can do anytime and anywhere? And the answer to that is I really don't know. And I'm only going to find out by doing it. If the reactions I get are insane and I have people screaming like Cashan does, then yes, it's absolutely worth it. But if it's only like, then probably not. And I'm only going to know that by doing it. I don't think I'm going to do the first two phases Cashin does, because I love my ambitious card. I'm very, very used to it. So I'm going to do that. But I am going to try this out. So I'm going to give it 95%. I think it's really good. It's definitely something I'm going to try. You haven't said that. That's because you don't do card tricks.
No.
Tell them what you think.
I'm going to give it 79% just because I don't do card tricks. But
Yeah.
it's really, really, really good.
The day that Ryland does an ambitious card is the day that hell freezes over. You're never going to do an ambitious card, are you? I'll make him do one of these socials one day. So there you go. 79% from Ryland, 95% from me. It's a really solid trick, really easy to do, and it's got a super visual moment. That's On the Rise by Cashin Wallace.
Okay, so next we have Fusion Mosaic Phenomenon by Phil Smith. Now, Phil Smith, he really helped me with AGT.
Both with
yeah.
your audition and your semi-final.
Semi-finals, yeah. And I wouldn't have been able to do it without him.
No, Phil's amazing.
Yeah, Phil's
And
amazing.
obviously Phil is the genius behind the marking system for Cube 52.
Yeah.
And the genius behind the design of the new Evoke deck, which is coming soon.
Yeah.
Like, Phil Smith is just a legend as far as I'm concerned. And Fusion Mosaic Phenomenon is basically...
That's a mouthful.
It really is. It's your AGT act.
Yeah.
It's your America's Got Talent semi-final, but done in playing card
Yeah,
form.
done turn into playing cards, which is really cool.
Yeah, so basically, in essence, there's lots of different ways of actually performing this. And on the PDF that comes with the trick, you get ideas by John Carey, you get ideas by myself, you get ideas by Phil, by lots of different people. But in essence, what Fusion Mosaic Phenomenon is it's a deck of cards that looks like photo cards. It looks like a deck of cards that you would pick up from a professional photographer. Yeah. And you take these cards out and you show that they've all got different photos on them. And then you have somebody think of one of the images. And once you've had them think of one of the images, you take other cards out that you say are going to help you figure out what their image is.
Yeah.
And all of these images are completely random. And then when they all come together, they create the image that they thought of. And they don't see it until they all come together. It's really strong. Now, if you haven't seen it performed, Ryland's going to do a performance of it now, so you can have a look at exactly how Fusion Mosaic Phenomenon works, or how it looks, and then we'll talk about the ins and outs of it.
Hi, I'm Ryan the King Magician, and you probably saw me on AGT. Now, if you did, what I did is I had a bunch of pictures all come together to create one image. Now, Phil Smith, who designed that, created this deck. Now, I wanted to show you what it's capable of. So I've got my dad behind the camera.
Hello.
And I've got a bunch of random images here. And you can see that they're all different, a bunch of different things.
Yeah, I see that.
Many different things, okay?
Yeah.
So I've got my dad behind the camera, so Dad, just say stop.
Okay, stop.
There.
Yeah.
Okay. Now we're going to take these 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay.
Now I want you to run your finger along them and say stop on any one of the cards.
That one there.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm not going to look, but look at that. Okay?
Got it.
Okay, I'll put that back down there. Okay, perfect. And we'll put them over there. Now, these cards, what you should do is I want you to just cut anywhere around half, anywhere you like.
Okay. Cut there.
Yeah, turn them over
Yeah.
and put them back on.
Okay.
So you can see that we've got a bunch of different cards. Now, you ended up there. So this is what we've got, okay? Now I'm going to take the top 9 cards. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Put the rest over there, okay? Now we're going to mix, I don't know what these cards are, but we're going to mix them up. So deal or split. Now deal looks like that. Split mixes the cards up. Deal, deal, split, split. So you can do whatever you want, okay?
Anything at all.
Anyway, what do you want first?
Okay. Split.
Split.
Then a deal.
Deal.
And a deal.
Deal.
And a split.
Split.
And a split.
Split. And a deal.
Okay.
Okay. Now I want to show you something here because one of these cards should tell me what your card is.
Really?
Yeah. Well, we'll look at this one first. Like the sky. Is that your card?
Nothing to do with it. No.
No, nothing. That is that anything to do with your card?
No. Don't even know what that is.
Paintings?
No.
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 Floorboards?
Kitchen floor thing. No. No.
Holiday home?
No.
Okay.
Well, maybe, but not
Like
really.
a hotel? Not really. Origami?
No.
Nothing. A lamp?
No.
A gingerbread house?
No.
No. Oh, there's one more. That?
No. You're not very good at this.
No. Tell you what, I can actually do something here, which is really cool. Because if I start putting these cards together, I mean, it doesn't look like much, but then
What?
you can kind of start to see something. Now, where's your card? Because at the very beginning, you picked your card. What was that card?
It was the house.
The house. This one.
Yes.
That house. And if you actually look, you can see that it matches up perfectly.
What?
What? Thank you, Phil Smith. Brilliant.
You told me that this is probably your favourite trick of the year.
Yeah.
Like, even though you don't do card tricks and
Yeah.
it's a deck of cards, it doesn't feel like a card trick.
It doesn't.
It feels like a trick with photos. And how many times when you go to gigs do you have people turn around to you and go, "Oh, I bet you can't do the trick that you did on AGT with the picture of you and your dad"? Like, you get that a lot, don't you?
Yeah.
Like, and now you can, which is absolutely amazing. So the idea behind this, and I think that we can talk a little bit about this, be a little bit more open. In here, there's 5 force images. And they're 5 force images based on the things that people are most likely to think of if you ask them to draw a simple drawing. So there's flower, there's a dog, there's house, so on and so forth. But there's 5 force images, and then there's 5 banks of 9 cards. So 45 cards altogether, and each bank of 9 cards, all of the cards look different and look random, but when they all come together, they create the image. They create one of the force images. Now, they're marked on the back in a very clever way that allows you to know which bank the image is from, what the image is meant to be, and the number from 1 to 9 of what that image is in the bank. So you can have this. I do this from a shuffled deck of cards, and I have the cards shuffled. I have them pick an image, apparently at random, and then I go through and I say, "Hey, I'm going to take out some cards that I think are going to tell me what your card is." You don't do it that way. You literally take the 5 cards out, and you have the 5 banks set up so they're not shuffled, but that you force the correct bank as soon as you see the mark on the back of the card that they've picked. There's so many different ways of doing this. John Carey's got a really nice idea where he does it as a packet trick. So he just brings out like 10 cards, which I thought was a really smart
The
and
house
really...
and all the others.
Yeah, that's like that. So he brings out the 9 cards that would make
Or
the house.
Flower and the 9 cards that make the house.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's really, really clever.
That's cool.
Yeah, John Carey's a genius. however you decide to do this, this is a really strong piece. You know, we're always looking for magic that's a little bit different, that's a little bit unique. We're always looking for magic that's kind of different to your normal card trick or your normal coin trick or your normal mentalism trick. And this is that.
Yeah, that's that.
This is. Now, the only negative and something you need to be aware of is obviously you are going to need a table because you're laying out a 3x3 grid. So you are going to need a table in order to perform this. But as long as you're aware of that, that's really the only negative. Depending on the routine that you do, this will reset itself instantly. It's almost self-working. You get extra revelation cards in there as well that allow you to do lots of really cool revelations. You get double backers in there. You use the double backer in your routine. You actually use 2 double backers. And it's easy to do.
What you're trying to say is it's amazing, which it is.
It is amazing.
Yeah,
it is absolutely amazing. I love it. And if you are performing on stage and you're doing, and you've got the ability to cast something to a big screen, this would look amazing in a stage show. Can you imagine that you have a screen behind you and you're just laying these cards?
House and then
and you're just laying them down to music and like.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That'd be so cool, wouldn't it? So yeah, I mean, I love this. I'm giving this 120%. I think this is one of the best tricks to come out in a long time, and I think it's very unique. 120 from you as well. You told me this is trick of the year, so 120% from Ryland, 120% from me. If the price is amazing as well. If you want something unique, something different, something absolutely incredible, get Fusion Mosaic Phenomenon by Phil Smith. So next up, we have the Ultimate Open Travelers. Which is a version of Open Travelers, or some people might know it as Invisible Cards Across, or there's a few different names for it. But the idea, very, very simply, is that you take four aces out of a deck of cards, and one at a time, you lay the cards down. Well, you put one card over there, you have the other 3 here, and one at a time, the cards become invisible, as if you're palming them invisibly in your hand, and then you're reappearing them on the table.
Yeah, and it looks amazing because you've got the cards, and then you can it just goes.
Yeah.
Like you can go.
It does look amazing. Now
vanish, and then down. There's another 2.
Now you don't do many card tricks, so you're not aware of this. But this is a trick that's been around for years, using a regular deck of cards. This is a trick I've done since oh my god, since the 1990s I've been doing this trick.
Yeah, don't you use a presentation like the Magic Circle?
Yeah, I do. And in fact, I actually learnt this version and I'm presenting it to you in basically the same way. So we'll look at a performance of this so you can see exactly what it looks like. And then what we'll do is we'll talk about whether it's any good. You'll see that I've got 4 cards. I've got Ryland filming this, right? Do you see the 4 cards there, buddy?
Yeah.
They're actually the 4 aces. Hopefully you can see that. We've got the 4 aces. So we've got spades, we've got diamonds, we've got hearts, we have clubs, we have the 4 aces. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 aces. Yeah, brilliant. And I'm going to show you something amazing with these 4 aces, and your job is really to just watch very, very carefully and don't blink for a second. Now, the ace of spades is known as the leader ace, so that one goes over there. These other aces go here, and I'm even going to tell you which one I'm going to use first. It's going to be the diamond right there. So I'm going to put the ace of spades over there. The diamond goes first. Watch the diamond. I'm going to palm that card. Now, palming means holding a card secretly in your hand. You hold it in this position. That is the Magic Circle naturally approved grip, get ready position. You bring your hand over and you just literally palm the card. Now, you know you've got the card in palm because there's only 2 cards left over there. The diamond's gone. But when it's in the hand, what you do is you shift it into an invisible palm. And when it's an invisible palm, you just rub it there on the table like that. And now you've got the diamond there and you've got the spade there. That's basically how it works. Now, you might have missed it, so I'm going to do it again for you. Watch. We've got 2 aces that have made their journey. 2 aces left to go. Now, let me go really slowly now. Watch. These 2 here, the spade and the diamond, these 2, they go over there. These 2 cards, I'll tell you, I'll do the heart next. Now, you know what's going to happen. I put it into the naturally Magic Circle approved get ready palm position. I then come over like this and I palm the card. There you go. That just leaves the club. And then when I've palmed it, I squeeze it into an invisible palm. Now, when it's an invisible palm, I just take it and I rub it over here. That gives us the 3rd one. So now we've got the heart, the spade, the diamond, and the club is the last one to go. Now watch carefully. 3 cards have made their journey. They're going to go there. The last one is the Ace of Clubs. Now you know exactly what's going to happen. Let me do this for you slowly. Watch these 3 cards right here: the spade, the diamond, and the club. They go here. The last one is this one here. Now watch very carefully. Don't blink. You know what's going to happen. All I do is this, and as I do that, I can make that card invisible. Take the invisible card, rub it right there, and now we have the 1, 2, 3, 4 aces. That is the ultimate invisible card. Okay, so that was a performance of the actual trick. Now, I have to be honest with you. I think this is very clever. You get a gimmick with it. You actually get 2 gimmicks.
Yeah.
You get a specially printed card, basically. So you get this specially printed card that's very, very specially printed. I've never seen a card printed like this before. That's not just specially printed, but also gimmicked. That allows you to do the routine that you just saw.
Yeah.
The thing is, I have to be honest, however nice this is, I'm not going to do it. And I'm not going to give it a great mark. And I'll tell you why I'm not going to give it a great mark. The first reason is, right, in order for this routine to be worth release, I think it's got to really add something to the existing routine. Because the existing routine, it's 4 cards. I can do that exact thing. What you just saw a performance of, I can do that exact same routine. From a spectator's point of view, they won't see any difference. I can do that exact same routine with a regular deck of cards with no gimmicks.
Yeah.
And I think if you're going to bring a trick out that requires a gimmick, it's got to do one of 2 things. It's either got to achieve something that normal sleight of hand cannot. Perfect example, On the Rise.
Yeah.
Show me a sleight where you can put the deck down on the floor and make a card appear face up on the deck without touching it.
Yeah, without
Not going to
any
happen.
gimmicks.
Well, that used gimmick. Yeah.
Without any gimmicks, that's
exactly.
impossible.
It's impossible, right? Or it has to make things a lot easier. Now, you could argue that this is easier because of the gimmick. However, it's still pretty bloody hard because you've still got to transfer cards from one pile to the other invisibly. Now, a lot of the time when you see versions of Open Travelers, they'll use a palm or they'll use a side steal. I use a palm and I use a side steal in my routine. This routine doesn't necessarily use a palm, but it does use the Vernon transfer twice. And one time it uses the Vernon transfer when you've actually only got 2 cards. You're holding a double and you've got to do a Vernon transfer, which is not an easy move to do. You've got to split the double without people realising it, and you've got to transfer it over. So I don't really think it makes it that much easier. Also, the tutorial, there's no live performance, and the actual tutorial itself is quite good, but it doesn't really go through any additional moves. So the final vanish of the final ace, they suggest using a lapping procedure. The performance that you just saw me do, it involved a lapping procedure. So it involved, without giving too much away, lapping that final card. Now that's all well and good. That's absolutely fine. If you're sitting at a table and you have people that aren't surrounding you, so you can lap. But the majority of the time, that's not going to be the case. Now, there's many different ways that you can end Open Travelers without lapping. Lots of different ways. So many people have published different ways over the years. But they don't go through that. So if you're new into Magic and you're buying this because you like the idea of doing it, well, then the only option you're going to have in front of you is lapping, because they don't go through any other ideas. The whole point of a tutorial is if you're doing a move that people can't do, or you're doing a move that's not suitable for every environment, I think that you need to offer alternatives, if alternatives are available. So A, you're having to lap a card. B, you're having to do some tricky moves. Yes, the way that the card is gimmicked are allowing you to have some really nice displays. But those displays that you have, 1, could be achieved by sleight of hand, and 2, if you didn't have those displays, it wouldn't affect the trick. Like I say, I could do my version of Open Travelers, which is based on Bill Malone's, And then I could go and do this version, and really the audience wouldn't see a difference at all. It doesn't add anything. The gimmick doesn't add, other than the fact that now I have to have a setup in my deck. I can't just take 4 aces out and go into it. I have to have this gimmick in my deck. I have to have the aces set up in a particular order on the face of the cards, and I have to spread them off and I'm going to it. I can't do this anytime, anywhere. So I'm adding a gimmick, I'm adding a setup to my deck, and all I'm getting in return is a slightly cleaner version of a routine that I already do. And it's still a tricky routine, and it doesn't really add anything from the spectator's point of view.
Yeah.
I know you don't do card magic, and I've been very passionate about this because this is a routine that I do actually do, but I just don't think it adds anything.
Yeah, that's the thing. If you're releasing a trick with a gimmick, you've got to release it with a gimmick. You would release it with a gimmick if you can't do it with a normal pack of cards.
Yeah. Like you and I today were talking about Tetracube.
Yeah.
Which came out like last year, and neither one of us do Tetracube. No. I said to you, you'd never use Tetracube.
Yeah, I wouldn't use Tetracube because I can do it with a normal cube.
Yeah, with the normal
cube.
What Tetracube does?
Yeah, but what Tetracube does is it's basically for the people that can't do it with. Like, can't do it for real.
And let's be honest, to learn to solve a cube quickly like you can is difficult. It takes time. It takes practice.
And that's the thing. You release Tetracube because there's people that can't do it with a normal cube.
Yeah.
Now the thing is, with this, you can do it normally, but they could argue that it's hard to do normally, like solving a cube.
Yeah.
But their trick that they're releasing with the gimmick is also really hard to do.
Exactly. So you might as well learn the original version and not have a gimmick.
Not have a gimmick.
But with Tetracube, you can just go
and then have it
or Gigacube or all the different cubes that are around now, whatever it is. Yeah. Cool. Right. I totally agree with you. It's why I'm giving this 40%. What about you?
40%.
40%. You're just copying me now. Right. 40% from Ryan and 40% from me. If you want to learn how to do Open Travelers, just check out Bill Malone's On the Loose. You're going to be able to learn a killer version from that. That's what I'd recommend. Go buy that instead of buying a gimmick that achieves the same thing. Okay, so the final trick that we're going to be looking at, right, is one that you were very excited about getting, and I'm very interested in hearing your thoughts. This is by Twister Magic, and this is Candy Factory. Ryland loves candy. He loves doing kid shows. Yeah. He loves colourful props. And that's what this is. This is a colourful prop based on an illusion, but you do it yourself. Twister Magic do a lot of these.
Don't you do this with the crystal?
No. But
you do it.
Yeah, there is
you can do it with crystal.
Yeah. But yeah, no.
Is it actually based on?
It is. I've got something in the warehouse that this is actually based on. But Twister Magic do that a lot. There's a lot of stuff that they make out of cardboard, like that shoebox up there, that wine bottle production thing over there. There's a lot of different things that they make out of cardboard. But this is another one. So it's a colourful prop. It makes candy appear. You like candy. Yeah. It's perfect for kid shows. You do kid shows. You like doing kid shows. I'm going to be very interested in seeing what you think. But first of all, we're going to look at a performance of this. So Rye filmed this for Instagram a little while ago, and we're going to have a look at Ryland's performance of it. So let's have a look at a performance of the Candy Factory by Ryland. So, Rye, you watched the tutorial. I'll be honest, I only glimpsed the tutorial. I was looking at it over his shoulder as he was there, surrounded by cardboard and sticky tape, putting this whole thing together. I watched the performance. It looks blooming awesome. I'll be honest with you. It looks great. I need to know what you think. First of all, what's the tutorial like? What's the trick like? Was it easy to learn? Hit me up with the facts, kid.
Well, the tutorial is really good.
Yeah?
I'd say it is pretty easy to learn, apart from the fact that you've got to make it, but learning, easy.
Was it difficult to make?
Not really. But what's really cool is there's 2 ways to do it. So, when I did the performance, you'll notice that I tipped half the candy out. Then I showed it empty again, tipped the rest out. You can tip half the candy out, show it empty, try to tip some, and it doesn't work. Then you do something like snap your fingers or something, and then the rest of the candy comes out.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's really good. Now, if you do a kid show and you want to make candy appear like this, I'd say get it. But I don't know if I was do it just because there's already a trick that I do that makes candy appear in my kid
Which
show.
is that?
The book for magicians.
Oh, where you got the book and you write candy in there and it comes out. Yeah.
And you get a bunch of candy.
The problem with this as well is it's going to be a bit flimsy.
It's made out of cardboard, yeah.
I mean, stiff cardboard, but
yeah,
still.
stiff cardboard, but still cardboard.
So you wouldn't do it. You'd worry because the problem is, you know as well as me. I don't know. Well, I'm the same. I think you are as well. I know Nemid. Anyone I know that does kid shows, you're just throwing the stuff in the car at the end of the kids show because you're wanting to get to the next. Yeah, you want to get out of there quick. You're like, right, we've got the next one to go to. You're throwing like you've done 3 kid shows in a day in the past, so you're throwing stuff back in your.
Yeah, and although it looks shit, it's not flat pack.
It's not.
Because you got the tube, you can't squish the tube down because there's something inside. So if you're gonna like try to squish it down, the whole prop will break, which is why you'll have to take it. You can't really throw it in your case. What you'll do is you just have to throw it in your car, and then it will get battered up even more.
Yeah, that's
because you've got all the stuff in your boot and everything. Like your cases, it might just hit it and wreck it and everything.
So if you want a way of making candy appear, it's good.
Yeah, it's good.
It does look good. It looks deceptive.
It does what it's supposed to do. It makes the candy appear. You can show it empty. It looks really good. Well, you've seen the performance. If you want to get it, if you want to make candy appear like that, then do it. It is what it is.
Yeah, but you got to worry about it being flimsy. And you personally wouldn't do it.
And to be honest, with the amount of stuff that I do,
his kids show, by the way, is insane. I do illusion shows and don't take as much crap as he does. Like, when your smallest prop is a massive, like, washing machine, you know that you've got a show that's too big. You know I'm right.
Yeah. Which is why I need everything to be flat pack. So, well, like this, yeah. I mean, you could say things to look like a smaller, like the Magic Wand, but they go in the case, and that's going to take up a lot of space as well. So I need everything to be flat pack. But like when you've got this, which looks like it's flat pack because it just looks like a big tube that you can fold down, but you can't fold it down.
Got it. Okay, that's frustrating.
Yeah, if you want to fold it down, you can't make the candy appear. It's that simple.
Yeah, I don't plan on doing this either.
Or if you want to flat pack it, you have to rip it out every time. Grab a new set of sellotape, double-sided sellotape, put it on, then stick it back in the perfect place. But then it just starts getting like covered in old sellotape and everything, and it just gets really annoying.
Okay.
And after you've got to do that every show, it just gets really annoying.
Okay. Well, I'm going to give this 60%. It's good, but it's not as good as some of the other cardboardy stuff that Twister have brought out. 60% from me. What about you?
50% from me.
50%. 50% from Ireland, 60% from me. It's good. Hey, if you want something for social media that looks awesome.
It does what it's supposed to do.
Yeah,
it does what it's supposed to do.
Okay, awesome.
That's another review show in the bag. That's another review show in the bag. That's another review show in the bag.
Ow. All the time. That is another... Okay, enough.
All the time.
Come on, I'm old. Leave me alone. That is another review show in the bag. Do me a favour, guys. Thank you very much for... Don't wet willy me. That is another review show in the bag. Don't forget, you want to see more videos like this, like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below. If you want to follow Ryland on social media, he is on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook as Ryland the Kid Magician. If you want to subscribe to this channel, that'd be great. Me and Ryland will be back again next Wednesday with another review show. And I'll be back again tomorrow with another video. And he posts 5 videos a day on Facebook. So that's a lot of videos. So...
A lot of videos. Lots.
You're a sad man. We'll be back again soon. Thanks for watching. I'm Craig.
I'm Ryland.
We'll see you again. Take care. Bye, everyone.
Bye.